Hello, we're on. ON, Outreach News. And thank you for joining us for this edition of Outreach News. Outreach News is a media blog program that provides awareness of and shares the stories of countless individuals and agencies who provide help to those in need. And now your host, Linda Knox.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for listening to and downloading to this edition of Outreach News. I'm Linda Knox, your host, and I'm so excited today to introduce to you our special guest, Mrs. Kenyari Guy. Kenyari is the founder of H.O.P.E, and H.O.P.E, the mission statement reads like this: H.O.P.E is devoted to helping young women in the city of Cleveland by offering services to improve the quality of their lives. We offer resources, opportunities, and personal development and ongoing support. Our goal is to empower our participants to accomplish above and beyond what they can imagine. We believe that through education, support, information, resources, and spiritual guidance, young women will make responsible decisions and contribute to a better society. That's a great mission statement. Well, Kenyari, welcome, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here. I'm excited. I always get excited to talk about hope, no matter what the situation is. When I can get a chance to talk about hope, I'm going to do it. So thank you very much for having me.
Oh, well, I'm so glad that you're here. I know that we have mutual friends and acquaintances. I do know your in-laws, Pastors Robert and Valerie Guy, and they are wonderful, wonderful men and women of God. And
yes,
I'm sure equally wonderful in-laws. Now, you have a little girl.
Yes, I do. Her name is Mia.
Oh, that's nice. And you said she's 2 years old?
Yes, Mia is 2. She's 2 years old. I have a husband as well. His name is Nehemiah, and we've been married. Actually, September will make 7 years. I was just thinking about that yesterday.
Oh, my goodness. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So I thank you for taking the time. I know you're a busy mom, so I just wanted to let our listeners know that you actually are the founder of H.O.P.E.
Yes.
And I wonder, could you tell us a little bit more about it? And I know that's an acronym, H-O.P.E. What does that stand for? And tell us how you got started with H.O.P.E.
Okay. Well, H.O.P.E stands for Healing Our Pasts Every Day. And H.O.P.E began about maybe 2 years ago. Well, let me take that back. It's something that's been a burden in my heart for many, many years. At the time, I didn't know that it would, result in a program for young moms and young women for the city of Cleveland. But again, H.O.P.E stands for Healing Our Pasts Every Day, and we believe in the small things first to, make a healing process in someone's life. So where you could go back to school or just get more education on how to be a parent or, just take up a trade or something like that starts the healing process. It starts with being confident in yourself and your abilities. So that we believe, starts the process of healing. And then every day you do something new, you do something exciting, and you do something beyond what you thought you could do to heal your past. And then we also believe in focusing on your journey. That's a process of healing our past every day, starting again with the practical things and then going a little deeper into things that might have happened to you in the past. So I really got into, wanting to do H.O.P.E about 2 years ago. We started it as a support and a resource for young moms. We saw the need for this service. I first saw the need growing up in the city of Cleveland where I grew up. You wouldn't believe how many friends I had that became young mothers. And, it was just always around me. I noticed that, they lacked the type of support that we will offer today. So that's how H.O.P.E got started.
Oh, that sounds great. I know that I think I read it in one of your blogs, you quoted a scripture, and it's one of my favorites too, in Jeremiah 29:11. It says, "For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." And then you said that's how H.O.P.E was pretty much birthed, healing our past every day, and I think that's great. And it really sounds like you have a strong burden for young women and single moms. And you stress education, support, information, resources, and spiritual guidance. In what way does Hope help in these particular areas as far as the education and the various information? How does that help, or how does that tie in?
Okay. Well, as far as education, we start, like I said, healing our past every day. We always start with the small things. And though they might seem small to another person, they're really not small to the individual that is a HOPE participant. So, getting a GED, going back to school. We worked with one young woman who she had to go back to school to get her OGT, to finish the OGT, the Ohio graduation test. She had finished everything that was required for high school, but she never passed that test. And she'd been out of school for about 2 years. So, things like that, kind of giving them the encouragement to complete that education and know how important that is. Supporting them just on a personal level, making calls to them. They're able to make calls to us, advocating on their behalf when they, don't have the ability or the knowledge to do it themselves. That type of support, showing them how to have that family structure that may have been unstable in their lives. So that type of support. Information such as seminars and workshops, career exploration, those kind of things, informing them of what's out there. And then the resources, we build the relationships with other community organizations so that we have it right there for them. When they come to us, we can tell them, look, this is, what you need to move forward in your life. Volunteers and mentors, those kind of resources is what we provide. And then the spiritual guidance, walking them through the healing process, showing them how it all comes together, and then, kind of helping them understand the destiny in their lives and the gifts that they have that relates to what God's plan is for them and how this all just comes together. So it's a great thing, and I'm very excited about it every day, talking to a new mom, introducing how, we help them through all of these different education support and resources.
And I'm a real advocate, and certainly our reaching out through Compassionate Caring is an education and mentorship. I know it can open the doors to so many wonderful things, and it lays the foundation for so many things. And like you said, we can take for granted, some people take for granted that, you have everybody should have the type of support that they have, and some people just don't. I mean, whether it's in the area of education or just, knowing how to raise up children, whether you're single or married. I mean, some people just really don't know, and I think to have that type of support that you offer is great. And this is one of the things I know that you guys are going to be doing. I was reading on your website, and you're having a pretty fantastic conference coming up called H.O.P.E 2010 or 2010 Hope for Success Young Women's Conference. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about that conference coming up?
Yes, I can. I'm very excited about it. I'm constantly working and planning, even, and it's 2 weeks away, but I'm still, in there constantly working and planning on this event. Hope for Success is a conference that's going to be on August 14th, Saturday, August 14th. It's sort of an all-day conference, kind of starts at 9 a.m. and will end about 3 p.m. We have a wonderful organization coming in from Detroit, Michigan. They're called Faith with Heels, and they'll be helping us facilitate the workshops for this conference. And there'll be the workshops are just to empower and to inspire all the young women that will be attending this conference. They'll take so much from the workshops. They'll take so much from the keynote presentations that'll be there. We do have someone that'll come in and share her testimony of hope. So she's been through a lot, some of what a lot of these young women have gone through in their past, and her life now, you wouldn't believe where she's come from. So we'll have all types of inspirational topics like that, gifts, and just a great time for women to come out, even if you're not a young mom, you have a family, just to come out and support one another and show these young women the love